And we are back with another artist spotlight here at Crossover Records. And we have a brand new artist for you to introduce you to. And it's not quite like a baby artist, but maybe a toddler, if you will. But make no mistake, this toddler's music will punch you in the face. NESDAM, you got a vulnerable side to you, so I don't want to scare everybody, but I love your stuff, man.
Dude, that means the world.
When I first heard Crawl, you know, the structure of that song and how it comes in the low tuning, and then it climbs up to the higher tuning, and then when you hit that, it goes back to the lower. So it's just this thing where it goes up and down, and with a crushing bridge. I thought it was really creative. And you hooked me in with that song, I gotta tell you.
That means the world. That song is that song is what started the entire NESDAM project.
Really?
That was the first one we finished.
What'd you write it for? Did you write it for the NESDAM, a new project named NESDAM, or were you just writing as Patrick? Like, I just want to write as a songwriter.
Great question. So NESDAM started as my passion project. I had just been in a band. I've been a drummer my entire life, so I've always been writing songs with bands, and I was always the guy in the band that was like, dude, drop me off at the karaoke bar because like I want to sing. I've been drumming my whole career, and y'all are all singing the songs I'm writing. I was like, I feel like it's time for me to step up and be a front man. And I talked about it forever. I had plenty of people, Matt Baird being one of the guys
Baird from Spoken, shout out.
He was a big motivator for me to actually kick this in the butt and do it. And it started with Crawl. And the reason was, and I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but 2020, obviously the pandemic and stuff like that, the thing that pushed me over the edge with it was a attempted suicide in 2020. And
with you?
With myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's something like, obviously I'm not proud about it, but what it transpired into is just beauty and ashes. And so it just became the darkest moment of my life into one of the coolest songs I've ever heard, and I also wrote. And I'm like, with a great team that pushed me to basically be vulnerable and talk about it. And I didn't realize at the time singing my own songs could heal me. I was always getting healed through other people's music. Yeah. You know, and never my own, you know, and it's something that really went full circle for me. And that really set the tone for the rest of the album, you know?
Yeah.
It started there.
Just like when I was, I was talking to your lovely wife, Sana, and telling her, like, music has always been medicine and therapy, for us Korn family, And so, wow, what an example of music being therapy, bro.
Yes.
So you're like your own therapist.
My own therapist,
you know what I mean?
I know.
But where did it all, can you, because I'm a sucker for just a life story and the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
Can you tell me, like, what your childhood was like and like how you came to the world and what was your upbringing, teenage years and all that?
Absolutely. I was born and bred to be a football player. So it was like,
I could see that.
Growing up in Texas, and they were like, kid, I remember telling my coach, I was like, I'm going to be playing drums for this band. And he just looked at me, took a shades. I was like, why would you want to do that? He's just like, was so confused that a guy like me who is just bigger than all the kids in my grade at the time would want to do music, but it was always something in my blood. Now, my father, I came up here to the Nashville area at the age of 10 and wrote and sat in on some country sessions with him. And at that moment was just done.
Really? How old were you, sorry?
10 years old.
10 years old, okay. So that's when I got the AC/DC record, Back in Black. I put it on, bro. 10 years old, 1980.
Oh my goodness.
You were not even a thought. 1980, put the record on and I hear it, Back in Black.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, I want to do that the rest of my life. So it's something about 10 years old. I talk to musicians all the time, and there's like 10, 11 years old. It's like something sparks.
Oh, it was a mold. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen was people putting together these little sections and then hearing it at the end. It was my first scratch track studio experience, to say. And it was just like getting back. I was trying to do it and recreate it with my friends when I got back, and we get on the drums and we're like, oh man, we don't know what we're doing. Right. No, they made it look so easy,
Yep.
And so, yeah, I was supposed to be this athlete, and I kind of always kept that in my aggressive nature on the drums. I cut my teeth in drumming, and then always was wanting to sing and play guitar. And then I started songwriting, and then that morphed into what NESDAM became. And on my record, I do the drums and vocals, you know, and so never drummed to my own voice, you know.
Are you gonna be like Night Ranger on stage, just like with a drum, with a headset and singing and playing?
I will do anything not to be Phil Collins with this music, because it's just I would just be in a drenched state.
Well, listen, that makes me very happy being one of the owners for a crossover, because I want to see you as a frontman. But
man, that's awesome.
I want to see you as a drummer too. So I know that you play drums with different, projects and stuff. But so check it out. My dream was to be a drummer when I was a kid. So I was about 9 years old, and I was like, I want to play drums. And my dad, using reverse psychology, was like, do you want to carry a bunch of like pieces around everywhere you go? Or you just want, what if you play guitar or something and it's just one piece? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't want to carry a bunch of pieces. I was lazy, bro.
Yeah.
And so I almost played drums, but I'm white boy to the max. I can't sing and play guitar, so I don't know how I would be able to go and do all this stuff.
Right and brain independent, or left and brain independency. Yeah, I know.
It's not me. So thankfully, because I would have been discouraged and given up music, because I would have sucked at the drums.
Well, I feel the same way with piano. I see people play piano, and I'm so jealous. I get on that thing, and it's just like, they're like, please get away. And I'm just like, okay.
I can play Coldplay clocks. That's about it.
Oh my gosh. See, just to learn that, dude, I would just feel, oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'll teach you maybe.
I'll teach you maybe.
Maybe we'll do a freaking metal cover of Coldplay clocks.
Oh, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so there's 4 tracks that have been released, and I encourage all of you guys, when you turn this off, watch the rest, but when you turn this off, you go and check out the NESDAM tracks that have been released. They are crushing. They're amazing, and you literally are getting started, barely getting started. So, dude, I didn't know that about your suicide attempt and where Crawl came from. So yeah, it's the first time we've met in person. Yeah. And so that's just mind blowing. And I'm so glad that you got through that, obviously, and that song was there for you. And, and it's just incredible. So what songs are out there so far? Because you're so new. There's 4 tracks that are out that people could listen to right now.
Yeah, so I put out 4 singles, which are going to be on the new record, remixed, reattacked, but you can still access those 4 singles. We got Crawl, we got Manipulator, we got Bulletproof, and a song called One Block Away that has a tremendous story about it. If I could talk a little bit about that, I guess.
Yeah, please do.
The song One Block Away. So I was in this band called From Slaves to Kings, and this was we were playing Hollywood, we were opening for LA Guns, going to the Rainbow Room, hanging out with Skid Row, or Sebastian Bach, and he was puking on my shoes, I was like, this is the area I was in, and it was awesome. And so that singer taught me almost everything I knew about how to be pro. I remember he would like tell us what stage clothes were. I was like, what do you mean? You just get up there in your t-shirt and jeans and play, And so he taught me everything, taught me how to like sing high notes, and his name was Jason Coran, and he was a music mentor of mine. And then when I joined a band called Random Hero, Jason died, and at the time I lived 1 block away from him, and with Bertrand, who was my guitar player in Random Hero. And so here's Jason's house, and here's me. We go on tour, and I never see Jason again, because by the time I return home, he was gone, and we shared years in a band together, and we made memories. I mean, some of my most early memories of crazy cool stories, with him getting started in music. And coming home to him not being there anymore, I figured I'd write a song about the guy that taught me most of what I know to this day.
Right.
And so that's what One Block Away is about.
I hear your voice inside. Now it feels like a distant memory. Words used as weapons haunt me every day. We grew apart, it hurts so much to say. A part of me left that day. 1 block away.
And so
Incredible.
I have a lot of stories to like these things, and there's a lot of like inner meanings if you like really dive into the lyrics on the NESDAM record, and but it's definitely me, and NESDAM in its sense is me. It's just my last name backwards,
Yeah.
and
When I first saw it, the name and the logo, it's incredible. It's a great band name. And when I heard how simple it was just your name backwards. I was like, wow. Well, how did it sound so cool? Well, it was meant to be. That's it, right?
Well, I was trying to get the Matson name, which is my last name, and there's some German Green Day rock band out there just crushing it that owns the global license. So I was
way.
definitely can't go that route.
Well, NESDAM it is.
NESDAM it is, though. So
I think NESDAM has just a cooler ring to it when it comes to like heavy music. So good job. That was meant to be.
Yeah.
But one song I'm really excited for people to hear is called "The Hill."
Ooh,
dude, tell us about "The Hill."
Man, so "The Hill" is a new song coming out on the new record, and it is a song about the inner turmoil we all battle. And so, no matter what you're going through this life, whether you're a barber, whether you're a mechanic, whether you play music, you're going to at some point have to battle that inner turmoil with yourself about the good and the bad, or what you want to become, the confusion. You're going to have to battle something, and the hill is where you meet it, and the hill will always find you is kind of what it's talking about. And once you get past that and over the other edge, man, that's when life really starts to kick in. And that's kind of my opinion, because I'm just 34 kind of living it. And that song means more to me every day since my father's passing, you know? And it's just like, I'm constantly battling hills that I would always pick up the phone and call him about. But now I'm just left to battle that. And sometimes you might even find it's yourself at the top of that hill, you know, that you're battling. You might be in your own way. And that's kind of what that song alludes to.
Yeah, man. It has a crushing, just musical, what do you call it? Just foundation, like the hill, like not the hill, like Crawl does. So stoked for people to hear it. And then you collaborate with your awesome wife sometimes, Anna, right?
Yes,
you got
I do.
a track on the new album, or your new album with her as guest.
So she's featuring on Zana, my beautiful wife, is featuring on one of my new songs called Joyride, and it's kind of become a theme. I featured on her last album. It was NESDAM's first ever feature on a song called Die for Something, which is off her album Stronger Than Death.
Yeah, that song's killer.
Yeah, and it was kind of the first time we saw it, so we were like, hey, let's do it again. Let's have you throw it back on this one, you know? So who knows if that trend continues, but it really seemed right for the subject matter about what Joyride's about.
Yeah, tell me what's about.
So it's just living life and with your partner in crime, basically, and you go through ups and downs, Major. You might feel like you've died so many times that you've never felt so alive. And,
wow.
And
that's almost literal with you guys, with what you guys have walked through. I mean, pretty much, you know, but yeah, I love the melody on that song. And
man.
We've been talking about the verse, and when you come in, that vocal line is just, it's so killer. I love it.
Catches.
Yeah. And then it picks up, and then when Zana comes in, it just has this like such a cool feeling when she comes in. It's just like it's such a unique track. I love that. People are going to love that track. Her fans, your fans, and you know, you guys are going to gain a lot of new ones with this stuff.
Man, I really hope so. And one thing I love about that song in general, when it comes to the NESDAM album, is it absolutely is kind of like a palate cleanser in a sense, you know? And so I do love how the order of these songs, what they mean, how they go sonically. And then when it gets to that one, it's like it's a furthering the story of me and my wife's chapters that we keep writing on the road, you know? And
yeah. Incredible. So you play drums for her a lot?
I do. I'm her all-time drummer. I've only missed one show, I think, in my entire life with her. Yeah.
What was the reason?
I think it was because I was on tour with my other band, Random Hero, and I couldn't clone myself at the time.
Did she like ghost you? Did she ghost you for a week after picking that band over her band?
I think she was like, it was so different, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's cool. What about Manipulator? What's that?
Man.
What's that about? I love that title. It's a killer title.
It's just me trying to let people know, because I guess it's okay to be angry sometimes, especially if it's justified. And in my opinion, where I was at with the insurance things we were going through with my wife's kidney and them making her wait to 10% to get down there. And basically anybody that can relate to this, watch a husband watching their wife die or have to slowly decay until insurance would kick in. it'll do something to you. And
Dude, I can't imagine.
and then when you're going through a kind of a band breakup and in a bad experience with a label deal at the time, that was all kind of compiled. So I was like, dude, we got to get this out, man. We got to get this out. And so I took it straight to the studio, and boom, you got Manipulator. And that song's become kind of the voice to the voiceless of people like I didn't know how to put into words what this thing or this person was doing to me. And
Right.
so it's one of my most conversationalist pieces is when people come up, they want to talk about Manipulator. And
Really?
I love that, man. You know, I never thought in a million years it'd be that song.
Gave you my heart. You took it all, but I took the fall. No more chances. Manipulator.
You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens a lot, you know. Happens a lot where it just people latch on to things, you know. And sometimes it's a song that you don't think it would be, you know. And we found that in Korn over 30 years because I'm pretty old, just to let you know. You know, I've been around for a long time, but I'm just stoked. Yeah, I'm stoked to be working with you. We're excited to have you on the roster at Crossover, bro.
Oh my gosh,
you
that
got,
means the
you got a
world.
great talent, man, and you and your wife. If you guys haven't seen the interview with Zana, you got to check it out. And when he's talking about her battles with her disease, like she talks about that in more detail. So check out that video. But dude,
My man.
onward and upward for your career, and keep doing what you're doing, man. You guys are just like putting out amazing stuff. I know that you write with Zana a lot on her stuff, and yeah, I'm very excited to be on board with you, on the team with you guys at this point in your career. And I believe in hope for good things for you guys, you know, and I want to see it grow because it deserves to. And it's special and it's real. And you guys have been through a lot, and you talk about it and sing about it, and people are going to relate. People are going to be like, okay, I get this, you know. It's going to strengthen them. And so, yeah, again, thanks for joining with us. And you guys look out for NESDAM. Go check out the stuff out there. But the new stuff that's coming very soon is going to melt your face and touch your soul. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.